This week, I want to introduce Luisa Morrone, who is an entrepreneur, a specialist in organic marketing, and is a type 2 diabetes educator. No, make that type 2 diabetes warrior. Let's dive into enlightening conversation with Luisa. Hi, I want to welcome Luisa Morrone to Geni's Way Show. I'm so excited to see you today, and I'm so happy that you're here and able to bring your expertise to the listeners. One of the things that Luisa is famous for, she is a health coach that helps people to revert diabetes too. While she was doing that, she became a business development guru. So, as you all know, everyone has a story. How did you get to do those amazing things, Luisa?
Well, I wasn't originally an entrepreneur. I had a job, a 9 to 5. And so my story began when I was going into my doctor's office every year, and every year I was gaining more and more weight. So let's talk first part one, which is how I created a business out of my own pain and my own painful journey towards better health. So I weighed 320 pounds. I walked with a cane. I was a disaster. And then about 8 years ago, I walked into my doctor's office after she had warned me for many, many years, Luisa, you're going to become a diabetic. Watch it. And every year I would promise her, Doc, swear to God, when I come back next year, I'll have lost 20 pounds. I promise to lose 20 pounds. And I would walk in and I had gained another 15 pounds. It was horrible.
Wow.
So, 8 years ago, I walk in with a cane because I had arthritis in my hip. So here's the other problem. I needed hip surgery, but I couldn't qualify because I was obese. And every time I tried to lose weight, I gained it. So arthritic hip, need a hip replacement, can't get it. And then I'm told 8 years ago, oh, and you know how I've been warning you, Luisa, that you are going to be a diabetic? My doctor then informs me you are a diabetic now. I'm putting you on medication. And I was like, well, how did I get to this point? Now, let's wind 8 years forward. I've lost 150 pounds.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay! That is so exciting.
In the first year, not only did I lose weight, but I was qualified for surgery because I got under 300 pounds.
Yay, another win.
Another win. I got the hip surgery. I threw away that cane. I dance now. I exercise. I have movement in my life again. By the way, my doctor was also warning me that I was going to end up in a wheelchair. Okay.
Wow.
So, and thirdly, within the first 6 months, I got off the medications she put me on for diabetes. And I've been medication free for 8 years now.
Yay, what an amazing journey there. How wow.
Absolutely. So how did I become a type 2 diabetes warrior coach? Well, people in where I live started saying, Luisa, oh my God, look at you. You're half a person. You've got to show others what you did. I was like, oh, first of all, I had imposter syndrome. Who's going to listen to me? I still saw myself as a obese person, so I hid myself from the world.
How did you get rid of that, Luisa? Imposter syndrome to get rid of is very difficult no matter what area of life it is. We often feel like we're not enough, we can't do it, and all this chattering in our head. How did you, it's amazing, how did you got through all of that?
Yeah, and I know that many people who want to do stuff online, this is their biggest hurdle. Imposter syndrome, self-hatred, and issues with self-worth. I still saw myself as a big person, so when I looked in the mirror, I still see a 320-pound person. All these things.
Wow.
So I took their advice. I locally I started to counsel people in my home face to face. They would come to my house for free. I'd give them everything, all my diet plans, and then some of them started saying, Louisa, here's $100. Take some money. Look what you're doing for me. I just lost 10 pounds. Like, you're helping. Okay. And then I took the advice and they said, get online, like, okay. So I went online and I created a business page, but with no pictures of myself. It had a picture of food, the food I eat.
There's still an imposter syndrome still there, isn't it?
Still, hiding myself. And the other thing was that I worked for 3 years on my website.
Did you say 3 years?
I spent 3 years I was stuck in perfectionist mode as well.
Wow.
My website had to look perfect before I revealed it to everybody. And the website had no pictures of me again.
Still no pictures of you.
Pictures.
3 years later. Oh my gosh.
3 years later,
Wow.
I feel like I had done enough. And it was like hours spent choosing the right color and the right picture of a food item. Like, it was also my way of not doing what I should, which was get moving towards, revealing yourself. So finally I made the decision, okay, let the website is ready to publish. I published it with no eyes on it. I didn't have any Facebook followers. I didn't have all those years I spent perfecting my website. I should have been engaging with people. I should have been out there promoting myself, talking about what I did, but I didn't. So here I am, proud that I have this beautiful website that I spent through.
Wait, no pictures of you still. Is that correct?
That's correct. No.
Oh my goodness. I said, well, did I miss something there? Okay, 3 years later, you finally finish your website, still no pictures of you, and then you feel like website is ready, but you have no following, so you kind of 3 years later still, yeah. Oh my gosh. Now, I did not know. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I had to step back and think, I did all that work. So I want to caution your listeners, anybody who's going to start doing something entrepreneurial online, do not let your perfectionism bar you from the tasks you should be involved in. In those 3 years, instead of perfecting which color teal I was going to use or purple in my website, I should have been posting online, going on Facebook, going on Instagram, going on all the different social media platforms I now have. And it is what I'm doing now, by the way, Geni. I now post every day on Facebook about my world, about what I bring to the table. I went into a course. What happened is that one day I was scrolling Facebook, very disappointed, no clients, no eyes on my business page, no eyes on my Facebook page, and no eyes on my website. And I happened to see a coach and I thought, oh, and she talked about how to make money from something you're passionate about. Find something you're passionate about and make money from it. And I was like, all right. I went into her 5-day challenge, free challenge. And I now teach others, by the way. I now teach others how to get clients by running a 5-day challenge. So I now have several streams of income. Not only am I a type 2 diabetes health coach, but I also teach other coaches online how to make money by running 5-day challenges. So I went into this coach's 5-day challenge and I liked the model. I liked the model because she gave a taste of what she brought to the table. And for 5 days, for 1 hour a day, everyone who registered for this 5-day course spent an hour listening to her talk about how to create a business out of something you're passionate about, right? And many people bought her program. And so I, having watched intently what she did, and there was something she said that no one else picked up on. She said, make friends with, and we all had come to her through Facebook. So she instructed us all to make friends with each other on Facebook and start to grow your network. No one remembers that except me. It's interesting how when we get into even lectures or listen to other people's advice, It's interesting how much of it is filtered out and we only pick up little bits and pieces.
Why do you think that is?
Again, I think sometimes there's overwhelm, right?
Ah,
Like trying to learn something new. Oh my God. And then you shut down because it's too much.
so
Do this.
are you saying if we have to do our best not to stay overwhelmed, otherwise we're gonna miss the jewel in everybody's lectures?
Exactly. And so I listened, I picked that up. I said, aha, the first step is to grow your following. You've got to get your message out there. So I had a message called my website, but no eyes on it. Okay, I shared it with my husband and my mom and my kids and my relatives,
That will do a lot of good, I'm sure.
but that was the extent of my reach. So when this coach said, start making, and there were 450 people in that 5-day challenge, I sent out 450 Facebook requests, Facebook friend requests. And so I started to grow my network. Um, that first 3 months after that course, in 3 months, I went from 900 friends on Facebook to over 4,000.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Another win. Wait, how many pounds we lost and how many followers we gained? Let's do a little comparison here. How many pounds you lost in how many months?
Yeah, so 150 pounds lost, 4,000 followers on Facebook gained.
Whoa, okay. Now we're talking, right?
Right. So, because the magic, folks, no matter what you hear online, oh, I can help you make this much money. You can make this much money on Amazon. It's all still centered around getting followers, but not just any followers. What I did was I began to engage with everyone that I made friends with. So I'm now past 5,000 friends on Facebook. I'm at 5,300. I have had a conversation with each and every one of them. That's called organic engagement. Soon as someone becomes my friend, as soon as they accept my friendship request, like Geni, we met through, I think, a coaching, some sort of coaching program indirectly. And what did I do at that first meeting we were in? I sent you a friend request and
Right.
then we chatted. Soon as you accepted my friend request, I said, hi, Geni, nice to meet you. It was great seeing you in that meeting today. Tell me a little bit about yourself, right? And then I told you a little bit about myself.
Right.
I didn't try to sell you. I just let you know this is what I'm passionate about. I help people get off medications, reverse type 2 diabetes, and lose weight, right? You told me a little bit about yourself. But that's called engagement. And what's really odd is that people, this is called social media, right?
You have to be social, right?
You have to be social. And I'm so surprised at how so many people don't view it this way. So tell me something, Geni. Have you ever been to a conference, an all-day meeting through your workplace where you interacted? You've gone to a hotel, you're in a banquet room. Have you ever done that where you go to an offsite meeting in person? And what do? Hi, you take out your hand and you shake someone's hand. Hope people who are, at the cocktail hour or maybe breaking for lunch, have you not made connections that way?
Of course.
Hi, my name's Geni. How are you? I do this. So you exchange business cards, correct?
Correct. Of course, yes.
And then maybe you might follow up with an email when you get back from this conference you attended. Nice to meet you. Let's stay in touch, right?
Follow up is a total different story. Some people don't.
Don't. But, some people do. And this is not, for some reason, people do not view social media in the same way, right? So I viewed it when and the reason I picked up on that coach saying, make friends of friends of friends, start making friends, is because I just correlated it to I'm sitting in a banquet room, listening to this speaker. I'm surrounded by 450 people who are in this room as well. And I have just given my business card out to all 450. That's basically how I viewed social media. So I hope that makes sense to your listeners, that they shouldn't be afraid to make those connections. And I've asked other people, so how many, when I'm teaching and instructing people on how to grow their social media, because I now sell a course for $47. It's a 1.5 hour uh, 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 video that I charge $47 for, where people can come and listen to me as to how I've grown my social media following. On Facebook, I'm at 5,300. On Instagram, I'm close to 5,000. I've got 2,000 on TikTok and another 5,000 on LinkedIn.
Wow. Well, well, Luisa, that sounds overwhelming. How do you manage all of that? I mean, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, this and that. How do you have time to follow up with all those people and make friends and remember what this one doing, what that one doing, who you follow up, who you didn't? Sounds very overwhelming, doesn't it?
It is overwhelming, but I can tell you that instead of sitting, like, here's the thing, when I talked about working on that website for 3 years, it kept me busy, but not, you know what I mean? I was keeping myself busy because I was too afraid to be seen by, releasing that website. So it's the same thing with people. They go on social media. Who here, or Jeannie, do you sometimes scroll and get lost for an hour in TikTok watching videos?
Sometimes.
Yeah. So stop it. And instead use that 1 hour to talk to the 10 people that you just made friends with.
Wait, did you just say an hour a day you can grow your social media in 3 months to two, 3, 4, 5,000 followers?
Yeah. Because what you do is, instead of scrolling and looking at other people's lives and looking at what everybody else is doing, I spent the time, that 1 hour a day, I spent engaging with people.
Did you all get that? An hour a day, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Wow. So how do you split it between social media? So you spend a little time on each platform?
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it can be 2 hours because I'll be finished at dinner with my children and my husband. And then I will go and sit in my office or even watching TV. I'll have my iPhone with me. My husband likes to watch sports. I'll watch a hockey game with him. I live in Canada. Hockey is the game up here in the north. So I'll sit beside him and I'll glance up, but I'll be doing some, you know, every opportunity. I also commute to work. I use a commuter train. It's a 45-minute ride into the city. This is my opportunity to continue to do that. So I dedicated some time to that. Now, if you want to go back to how I finally unhid myself, right? Because let's go back to the fact that I had created a business page with no pictures of myself. People buy from people they see, like, and trust. As Mia and my business partner now laugh about, when she first came into my world, I said to her, your Facebook page has a picture of a truck, and the background is a picture of flowers. Who are you? How are you going to sell yourself when your face isn't anywhere?
The truck driver that delivering flowers.
It didn't make sense. I said, even though that we are in the era of virtual meetings, COVID drove us into meetings like the one we're having now because we're in a Zoom call while we record this. People still want to see your face. They
What do you think about the face? Is that how we connect through the face, through expression, through nonverbal, not just verbal or verbal communication there? Okay.
Absolutely, Jeannie. The beauty of, look, I've seen Facebook profiles where it's a picture of a flower and then a beautiful sunset. I won't accept a friendship because who are you? I don't know who you are. You're showing me a beautiful sunset and your little circle, that little circle, which is supposed to be an image of you, is a flower. I won't accept it because you're not showing who you are. I need to know who you are. If I'm going to do business with you, I need to know, who are you? You're not a flower. You're not a sunset. Who are you? Right? And people still desire it. Yes, COVID drove us into a virtual world, but I still want to see your face. Even though this is a recording for podcast, which is only the audio part, you are recording this. in a Zoom. And you're going to be able to save the video on this, aren't you, Jeannie?
Yeah, we'll have it on YouTube too, so people can see our faces. They can see our expression and our smiling faces and how we exchange that energy. Yeah,
Exactly. So do you see where I'm going?
I think it's more of an energy exchange when people communicate. What are your thoughts there?
It's an energy exchange, absolutely. You want to see who this person is because truthfully, you can learn people want a solution to a problem. And anybody can go on Google and say, how do I lose weight? How do I make money on the internet? But what they want is someone to guide them because I have done it myself. And people would rather just, instead of going to Google and spending all that time, let's go to someone who's already done it and can help me shorten the time period on all the learnings. And so, in order to do that, I don't want to buy from someone whose image on Facebook or any social media platform is a picture of a dog, their dog, right? And a beautiful view of the Arizona desert. Okay. I need to look in your eyes. I need to know, do I like you? People buy from people they like. People buy from people that they trust, right? It's the like trust factor. And I'm also very giving online. You know, people ask me, oh, what should I do here? And I freely give advice. And they like that. And they want to see you. The best way to reach people as well, I find, is by going live. I go live a lot or I post videos of myself.
Giving value,
Sorry?
giving value to your listen to your audience, giving them something that they can put in life, so they can have a taste of wanting more, right?
Absolutely. And so the way let's go back to now unhiding myself. How do you get over imposter syndrome? Oh my gosh, don't put me on camera. I've coached so many people about go live and they're terrified. And I got to tell you something. My first video was horrible. I was a robot. I just was like, I just, I looked like a statue, right? There was no hand movement, no comfort level. My first podcast interview went like this: Louisa, how did you lose weight? I changed the way I ate.
That's it.
Well, what did you change? Oh, the foods I ate. I was horrible. Absolutely horrible. She tried so hard. Well, what foods did you change? Oh, the ones that I shouldn't be eating, I cut out. Well, which ones did you eat? The ones that were good for me. Like, and we were round and round it. Like, I was so nervous that I was petrified, but I did it. So, and this is what I tell everybody, whether it's to, start changing your lifestyle and eat better, whether it's wanting to be an entrepreneur online, whether it's doing your first video, the Nike commercial, just do it.
Just do it.
And then it gets better and it gets better. And when I decided to do my own 5-day challenge and I had to speak in front of, imagine I now have to speak in front of people who registered to hear me speak for an hour each day. So I sent it out into the universe. I advertised it on LinkedIn, on Facebook, I don't do too much in LinkedIn, but I do. You have to sometimes pick just one. And let's go back to what you asked me. I wouldn't do all of them. I would pick first one social media platform. If it's Instagram you like, then concentrate your efforts there. If it's Facebook that you would prefer, I preferred Facebook. And I'll tell you why. There are last 2 years ago during COVID, there were 3 billion people on Facebook. Now the stats are out. There are 4.8 billion people on Facebook.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
That you can sell to. So imagine I decide I'm going to do a 5-day challenge and I'm going to tell people how I can help them lose weight, get off medication, and get rid of their type 2 diabetes. Oh boy, that first video chat that I did, and I had 30 people in that video Zoom room listening to me speak. My heart was pounding. I was so nervous. And again, I was like a statue. But day two, day two, I pushed myself further. Day three, I became a little more comfortable. And it's just practice makes perfect, Jeannie.
Or
It's like,
yeah, or as they say, practice makes it permanent.
yes. So just think back. I'm gonna give your audience a bit of wisdom here. When a baby is starting to walk, and people are afraid of failure. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to do the wrong thing. I don't want to look silly on camera. Think back to when a baby is starting to walk and it falls the first time on its butt. If that baby just said, "I'm done. Oh, I failed," would that baby get up and try walking again? We tend
No.
to, at our first failure, we tend to stop. That's it. I'm done. Right? So think about a baby or a child who's learning to ride a bike. The desire to be out there with their friends because they see all their friends riding their bike, and then they fail. They get on the bike and they fall.
They don't stop until they get the skill. They get better. Keep doing it and keep doing it.
But as humans, all of a sudden we become, after one failure, we're like, oh, that's it. I don't want to do that again. I had to push myself. I just about threw up that first video I did with 30 people staring at me on Zoom.
You survived, and here you are. How long ago was that?
3 years ago. So three
Okay.
years ago, 3 years ago, I became an online coach. And out of that group of 30 people, I got my first 10 clients.
Wow, that's pretty significant success rate for someone who was afraid to be on camera.
Yes, because what they said to me, because I did a survey afterwards, what did you like? What didn't you like? And what came through to me is they loved my authenticity. They saw a person they could trust, and they saw someone who had walked in their shoes. It's that likability, it's that trust factor. And out of those 30, 10 of them decided I was the right person to help them lose that weight, etc.
You imagine what if you didn't push yourself? Those 10 people would have been still stuck in the same position they were before. So sometimes as leaders and coaches, we only think about ourselves, but we don't think about the difference that we can make in other people's lives. If you didn't do it, didn't push yourself, those people wouldn't have made a difference. And how many more people you made a difference after that in the last 3 years? So I think that would be the biggest thing to summarize. Would you agree with me? If people feel stuck, what would be the first thing to do for anyone in personal life or business? What would be the first step they have to do if they feel stuck?
It's to get past that. The perfectionism keeps us trapped in doing things the way I was doing, working on my website, posting things to a business page that had like my family and friends, right? But not actually doing the things that would bring people into my world. It's getting past perfectionism, imposter syndrome, right? Do I need accreditation? I'm not a nurse. I'm not a nutritionist. No, what people now want is someone who walked in their shoes. And we have to stand in our glory. We have to stand.
Yes, we have to stand in our glory. Let's celebrate that. Do you think the first time I went on camera, I'm still, even every time I get on camera, I'm nervous, but I tell myself I'm not doing it for me. I want to bring other people messages in the world. I want to inspire and encourage people. No matter what you want to do, you just have to get through the first barrier and keep pushing yourself, because the end, what you can find at the end on the other side is so glorious, as what you said. You'll be so proud of yourself. Don't you feel that way every day?
To continue along those lines, I had a gift and I need to share it with the world. It is selfish of me to think that I solved my problem, that I shouldn't actually share it with others. I'm saving lives, Jeannie. In the line of business where I'm a health coach, putting aside that I teach others how to run 5-day challenges and reach people, the fact that I'm helping people get off medication. I'm helping people.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's more than the doctors can do.
Yes, and so many people are now looking for alternatives to the medical profession. Number one, doctors are too busy. They can't hold your hand because they've got a lineup of people with all kinds of diseases that, and right now the medical profession is more about, they're not proactive, they're reactive. Typically, we end up going to a doctor when we're in terrible shape, right? Whereas I'm picking up the pieces for people who a doctor may not have the time for, or are just prescribing pills because that's the only solution they have.
At that time, by the time they get to the doctor, they don't have a choice. If they don't prescribe, then the person can have such severe side effects. Then it's just going to be terrible. They don't have a choice at that moment.
Yep. So people have to realize that if you have a gift, if there's something that you have done that you have struggled with and have come out the other side, there are people who want to know how you did it. And so for me, it's the fact that I had to get past, who's going to listen to me? What do I know? Uh, who would want me? I don't know what I'm doing. But as I fumbled my way through that 5-day challenge, as I started to interact with people and started to realize I have a gift, I can help someone else do what I did. And so I must liberate myself from the perfectionism, from the imposter syndrome, the worries about self-worth, and get out into that world, into that social media, because it is the easiest way to reach 4.8 billion people, right?
Yeah.
I
Oh my.
mean, even my followers at 5,300 is a drop in the bucket when you think about how many people.
Of course. If we touch what 1% of who is not even 1% who is on Facebook, we're changing the world. So feedback on what you were saying, I think it's our duty and our responsibility to share the gift what we have, and each and every one of us have different gifts. And if we don't share, we're being selfish. We have to, and I think if people can take anything from this conversation, number one, you have to get out there. As Luisa always say, consistency, consistency, consistency. If 5 social media too much, start with 1, right?
Yeah, well, and the reason that you brought me on, and we haven't even touched on it, is I am consistent. I'm so consistent that
That's why I emphasize it. Your biggest key to your success. I know that you almost forgotten is consistency.
I know we almost forgot to talk about. And listen, people will, and again, I'm coaching other coaches that are like, I have consistently posted on Facebook every single day, every day. Go scroll through my Facebook profile, and you will see that there has not been a day missed in, I think, something like 432 days. That's almost 2 years that I have been consistent every day. And you get a reward from Facebook when you are consistent. It pushes your material out to more and more people. I now get a revenue stream. Facebook pays me because they put advertisements on my reels. They also pay me for every like, heart. Anytime someone interacts with me or makes a comment, I get paid.
That's amazing.
Yes. I didn't even know. Like, I got an.
I was just about to open my mouth and say, I didn't know. Really? The Facebook do that?
Yes.
Wow.
So
now we just learned there's another way of making revenue. Your consistency, persistence pays off.
persistence and consistency. And so many people that I meet along the way, fellow coaches, people that I'm now coaching, actually say, I can't stay consistent. And it's an avoidance. It's the perfectionism. Oh, that's not a good reel. Oh, let me re-record that video. Right? Do it messy. That's the other one. 2 pieces of advice. Just do it and do it messy.
Do it.
Stop. And the messiness, the not wanting to do it messy, is the perfectionist in us again. Right?
And here we are having amazing conversation And this is just, I think the best way to sums it up. Everybody has the gifts. You just have to choose that this is up to you to get it out in the world, and it's you doing it for other people. Don't be selfish, like you said. Consistently inspire, consistently get there out there, and let people know what your gift is. If you don't know, it's like you're not putting a name on your shop. You're not saying who you are. People don't know. So inspire people, get out there, get the passion in the world. And I really want to thank you so much for your gifts and for your talents. Even I learned things about you that I didn't know. And we've known each other for how long? Just a minute.
I think about a year. About a year.
Yeah, and see, there's a lot of stuff that I didn't even know about you. We could be having conversations for hours, but at the end of the day, the secret is not that complicated. You have to make a choice that you will be putting your gifts out there, and that's the end of the story. Keep doing it, right?
Just do it. Start being visible. Don't hide behind, the people that are putting up pictures of not themselves, of a dog, their pet cat. It's that perfectionism. I don't look good in the picture. I'm not going to put a picture of myself. Perfectionism and imposter syndrome are holding so.
Get rid of it. Just throw it out the window.
I'm so natural now on camera. I can't believe how far I've come. I mean, I couldn't bring myself to even talk in public. It was so painful for me.
But look at you now, three years later. That's what tell goes back to, like, keep practicing. You're gonna get better every time you speak, and then you won't be worrying about what you're going to say, how you're gonna say it. It's just gonna flow.
Well, yeah, and I have another stream of income now where I teach people how to get over stage fright. That was
Awesome.
one of my biggest ones, was getting over stage fright. I coach others now on how to get the courage to go on camera and to speak, because I had to get over it myself in order to spread my word, right?
Awesome. So if you have to choose which, you said you will go on the Facebook, right, to start with that, or is it depends who they helping and how they helping people?
Well, yeah, I mean, my advice would be as to which one makes you most comfortable. Like, some people are more comfortable on Instagram. Some people are more comfortable on Facebook. So you have to look at the history of these apps. Instagram was created to share photos, to share images, beautiful images, right? Of course, it's morphed from that. And I have not gotten as many clients from Instagram as I have from Facebook.
Uh-huh.
Facebook is my playground. I love Facebook. I interact. And then I hear coaches saying, oh, I don't want to go there and read about somebody who took their son for a walk and then bought them ice cream. Because everybody just views it as, oh my God, remember the jokes about, don't tell me that you went and made a sandwich. I really don't care. I don't want to know. Right. But, you know, people do share things about themselves. I share about my journey. I'm constantly on Facebook saying, here's how I solved my problem. I used to, like, just yesterday, I made a meat sauce, and instead of using pasta, which is high carb, so I teach how my health advice is based around eating low carb. And I did a video of what I ate, and I showed myself preparing keto pasta or low carb pasta,
Mm.
which had only 7 grams of carbs versus regular pasta that has 93 grams. Okay. So it's a little video. It's about a minute and a half of me showing, boiling the pasta, making my meat sauce, my tomato sauce, pouring it on, and then eating it. And I'm saying, rather than eating this high carb pasta, I choose to eat this one that has 7 grams instead of 93. And that's how I lost the weight. It's how I reversed type 2. So I'm giving people
Value.
ideas, right?
You're providing value somehow.
I'm providing value. I also give hope to women. Now on Fridays, I do little videos of myself in a beautiful, fashionable outfit that I now.
Fashion Fridays, yeah.
Have you seen them, Genie?
Yes, I commented on a couple of them, yes.
So, especially for those like me who used to just go to Walmart and plead with God to let something fit, because I was a 4X at one time.
Wow.
4X size. So for a person of that size, they just hope something fits. And they usually, you buy a tent dress and you try to hide everything. and it's typically black. So now every Friday I do hashtag Fashion Friday. I get to wear, I'm now a large and a medium size. So
So your Facebook likes still likes the hashtags. How important that is?
yes, oh yeah. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was just interviewed by a major magazine in the health world. And I asked the journalist who's in New York and has written for like Allure magazine. I asked her, how did you find me? And she said, hashtags.
That's awesome.
Right.
That's one thing we didn't mention. Hashtags is important. That's another key.
Right. So I use hashtag Fashion Friday. And this particular journalist who interviewed me found me because she was searching for type 2 diabetes, how to reverse type 2, a hashtag I use, reversing type 2 diabetes, type 2 diabetes reversed, right? She did that search and found me. So I'm now going to be in this big publication that's placed in every doctor's office across US and Canada, giving
Nice.
me more exposure, right?
Consistency pays off.
Again, it goes back to the consistency. But when I'm doing my fashion shows, it gives hope to someone. Oh my God. Because what I will say in those videos is I used to dream of wearing an outfit like this. I used to dream of wearing colors, beautiful, bright colors instead of black, 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 black to hide behind the black. And that inspires. I've gotten people commenting saying you are so inspirational.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's inspiring. Yes. Yes, how do you feel the vision play a role in your ability to get out there? You think that was an important thing for you? Having that vision of being able to do whatever you want to do, get in that dress, reach 5K on social and all that other stuff.
Yes, also using manifestation techniques, right? Vision it, believe in it, believe and you will receive, you know. Uh, those kinds of things, we sometimes don't have a goal. And so I wrote down a goal that I wanted to get to 5,000 friends by the end of the year. You know, when you're aimlessly just sort of shooting for something, you know, in your workplace, if you have a day job, don't you have goals?
Oh yeah.
Say I need to complete. So, but all of a sudden, just like we lose the ability and think, oh, I don't have to shake the hand of somebody on social media like I do in a meeting. It's the same thing. We don't apply the same thing to what we're doing. So, oh, I'm going to be an online coach, but you don't make targets. You don't set goals. And the manifestation techniques that I use are to vision it, to write it down. I write it down and I want to hold myself accountable to these things. So when I give the hope to someone of envisioning themselves wearing a beautiful outfit like me, and envisioning it starts to help you get to that goal. So just sitting there saying, I need to lose 50 pounds. No, I would say, I will lose 50 pounds and wear that beautiful red dress I saw in the window, right? Now you have a goal. You want to fit into that beautiful red dress for the wedding that you have in 6 months.
And you see it, you feel it. It's like you can almost smell the moment, so to speak. It's kind of it provides all of those, involve all the senses, and we feel more driven that way. It's the same for business people. If they want to reach a certain goal in their business, they need to know what their goal and kind of do steps toward their goal and envision it. I think visioning helps you manifest. You use affirmations in the morning or evening?
I do. I then affirm that manifestation, right? I am going to, I will, right? I will do this. Many of us sit there, and I'm sure your listeners will resonate with, oh, I'll lose weight one day.
One day.
Oh, one day I'll go online and become an online coach because I know how to solve this problem. I used to always say, I'll start a new diet on Monday.
On Monday? Oh, start a new diet January 1st. That's even the best.
First of the month on the Monday, like, you know, and then you just push it off. So, you know, there's so many things that you can do, but the first step still starts with just do it. Look at you, Geni. You were sharing with me that you were uncomfortable going on camera, that you're uncomfortable with doing some of this stuff. But look what you've done. You're now on what? I'm your third interview?
Yeah, I have 9 more scheduled in 2 weeks. I'm going to be an interview expert because by the time it's over with.
Exactly. But think about how long you were you stuck in
2 years. 2 years.
2 years?
2 years. Uh-huh. 2 years. Yeah. I.
You resonated with my story about how I worked on my website, right?
Mm-hmm. 2 years. Yes. Yeah, there's a couple other things I've been working for through 2 3 years. It's like, who wants to listen to me? Who cares? But people do. They want to hear you. They want to see you. They want to connect because we feel connect only. You feel good about yourself when we can connect and relate and inspire each other, and knowing that there are other people out there like us, and we all have the same struggles. Now, the angles of the struggles, it could be different, but we all have challenges, and we can support each other to that next level. The vision of our perfect life, whatever that it is for you, not the same for me, and vice versa. But the steps, I think the awareness and the vision are two major things for me. And then doing something every day. It may be a small, very small thing, but as long as you did something every day toward your vision, that's what that will keep you going and feel good about yourself. Wouldn't you agree?
And when I said, I spend an hour or two, I would say first, in building your relationship with people that you meet online and you befriend, do it for 10 minutes for a week, then make it 15 minutes, right? Then make it 20. It didn't happen overnight, but habits are created by being consistent,
Consistent.
right? And the other thing is, when I think about the lives I've impacted, had I not shared my gift with the world, I wouldn't have saved a man from his neuropathy. I've got another client who the doctor just told him he's getting off diabetic medication. There's another gentleman in Florida who called me excitedly and said the doctor's taking me off all medications. I've helped people lose weight.
That's amazing.
I've helped them get off meds. I've helped them reverse their type 2.
Now you're helping coaches to help other people to get their message out there.
Yes. And because I've learned to be such a good coach and I'm good at attracting clients, I'm now showing other coaches how to attract clients.
Go, Luisa.
Based on organic stuff, all of it. Sorry, go ahead, Geni.
I said, go, Luisa. Yay, that's amazing.
Thank you. Well, and go, Geni, because look what you've done. You're so brave.
Yeah, brave is good, because if you don't get yourself out there, you can't change lives.
Yeah. So, I mean, kudos to you that you were in 2 years of stuck in perfectionism and imposter syndrome. You've done it. So you are at where I was 3 years ago when I finally did it too. And I'm telling you, I cannot believe that I can speak in public. Geni, at my workplace in my day job, they asked me once to get up on stage just to tell a big crowd of people that the guest speaker was late and was coming from the airport.
You're like, sure, no problem, right?
Oh no, I got up. No, this was 4 years ago.
Oh, 4 years ago.
No. This was before I broke myself, open. 4 years ago, I was asked to get up on stage to announce that the guest speaker was late. I got up there. That's what happened. They took pictures of me on.
You were like this?
Big perspiration stains around my suit, and I didn't even say anything. I actually walked off the stage. I looked at the crowd, and I just about threw up, and I just said, I can't. I looked at my coworkers, and I shook my head, and I said, I can't. And I walked off. And one of the biggest fears for many people is public speaking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fear of public speaking.
Why do you think that? Is that judgment of people afraid of the judgment?
Well, I think next to death, the number one fear people have is of public speaking. It is a big, big fear. And so when I look back at that and how comfortable I am now, I don't recognize myself. But that came from repeated pushing yourself and getting out of your way and getting out of, perfectionism and just doing it. And failing is actually wonderful. From your failure comes success.
If you don't fail, you're not succeeding.
Failing is the best way to learn. It's the best way to learn. So at work now, I've come alive. I was known as the person that would never speak in a meeting. I never spoke in meetings. When they would look and ask me, "Do you have any?" I would just shake my head. Nope, nope. Yeah, and we can go in.
Now you raise your hand, you say, yeah, I want to speak now, and that's me.
Now they can't. No, now at work they're like, "Shut up," right? Now I talk so much, but it's almost like I broke myself open for all those years of being quiet.
You came out of the box. Now no stopping you, huh?
So yeah, it's just there, but it's so much of it is wrapped up in the perfectionism, in the imposter syndrome, self-worth issues. It's just all wrapped up in that. Once you get past that, the sky's the limit. The sky is the limit. I can now talk on so many subjects and feel comfortable in front of the camera.
Isn't that amazing? Aren't you proud of what you've done in the last 3 years?
Oh, absolutely. But anyhow, thank you so much.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming. We'll have all your links posted at the end. Send me all of them, and I really appreciate your time and your wisdom. It's always a pleasure speaking with you. The best. Thank you. My biggest takeaway is that consistency is your key to your success in your life, health, and business. Even taking daily small steps toward your business and your health, it's all going to amount to a huge result. Thanks to you for joining me this week. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you.